Okay, so for today, I'm going to go over sources of fatigue. This is going to be a really fast one. And what I did today for my workout was just exercises until failure, including bench press, um, dips, uh, overhead press, and sprints. So all of these with the main goal of just tiring myself out as much as possible, especially doing it till fatigue until I can no longer do it without. See, I hate doing things. Ooh, did I crack this? No, it's fine. I hate doing things to fatigue because, like, I always know I can do one more, but I don't want to do that one more. But I know I can do that one more, so then I do that one more, and it's just tired afterwards. But yeah, so the main focus of this was sources of, I should have put muscular fatigue up there, but there's three main sources of muscular fatigue. And of course, there are more than this in terms of ways to get muscular fatigue. Um, but more than these to tire someone out. However, these three things are going to happen first, typically in a normal person. For instance, a normal person's respiratory muscles is not going to fail them in an exercise, or at least it's not going to be the first thing to fail them in an exercise. Someone's blood carrying capacity is not going to be the thing that limits them in an exercise, unless, however, there's some kind of pre-existing condition wrong with them. However, I'm just taking up time. So we have hydrogen buildup, free radical buildup, and inorganic phosphate. Oh, I did not put phosphate. So, inorganic phosphate, I'm going to work backwards. Inorganic phosphate is what occurs when ATP is broken down. You have an ADP molecule and an inorganic phosphate. So if you're breaking down more inorganic phosphates, you're breaking down more ATP, then you're getting rid of these inorganic phosphates by creating ATP. There's going to be a buildup of inorganic phosphates. I said that weird, but I believe that makes sense. If you're using more ATP than you're creating, there's going to be a buildup of inorganic phosphates, and they are a problem because I believe, if I remember correctly, they interfere with the actin binding site, and because it interferes with the actin binding site, it prevents myosin heads from binding to actin binding site. Same thing is what happens with free radicals. Actually, no, I think this binds with. I think these two bind with the myosin head, and hydrogen binds with the actin binding site. Because hydrogen is on the actin binding site, myosin can't attach itself to the actin binding site. Because these two attach to that myosin head is not able to attach to the actin binding site. Which basically they do a similar thing, it's just the way they go about doing it. So hydrogen builds up is, again, if you're going to have a large amount of muscular activity, hydrogen is going to build up. Same thing with free radicals, they are going to cause oxidative damage to the muscle. So these three, basically, if they build up to significant amounts, they inhibit the muscle's ability to contract. And they build up with muscle use. Yeah. Free radicals are just, I believe the enzymes become free radicals if they're used too rapidly. I'm not 100% sure on that. And hydrogen buildup is because of a part of the creation of ATP is the shuffling of hydrogen around to eventually get to the electron transport chain. So all those chemical reactions, if these hydrogens are not picked up, they become loose, and enough of them accumulate that they become a problem by interfering with the actin binding sites. So then we have another thing. muscle damage. So, another thing that can cause muscular fatigue, it's not really even fatigue, but muscular soreness, is after a really intense workout, your muscles are physically damaged. And because they are physically damaged, they are not able to contract with a full strength. So let's say you hit a PR in bench press. The next day, your entire chest is really sore, and you wouldn't be able to hit that same PR the next day because of the physical damage that you did to the actin and myosin microfilaments in the muscles. And because those are damaged, they are no longer able to put out the same amount of work. And that is what is muscle soreness. It is not the buildup of these three molecules, free radicals, hydrogen, and inorganic phosphate. It's physical damage to the muscle. It's not like lactic acid or anything like that, which lactic acid isn't a thing, but yada yada, I digress. Yeah. At least, okay, I got my videos down to 6 minutes. Hopefully, I can keep them getting like under 5 minutes. But yeah, that'll be the end of this one.